Roy Espiritu is the spokesman of the DOST ICT office.
Yes.
Okay, so that's the branch of DOST that deals with everything information and communications technology related.
Yes. Actually included there are the e-government, cybersecurity, as well as, I guess you can say, e-business and e-society.
In this electronic world, basically, I guess your office is the most active. The most, ano ba? Yeah, the most active, probably the most
Well,
aggressive in terms of...
we're busy with a lot of things.
Okay, now you're going to tell us about the Philippine Startup Challenge of 2015. Startup. So when you say startup, in my mind, as a former business reporter, and that would mean a business or an enterprise that's just a fledgling enterprise.
Okay.
So in ICT terms, what's the Philippine Startup Challenge?
Philippine Startup Challenge actually it's for software startups. These are the small software companies that are looking to to have a good idea that they want to bring to the market. As you probably know, a lot of the richest people in the world started as a software startup.
A
You
software
have-
engineer, yes.
Yes, you have
From,
Microsoft. You have
from
Microsoft.
from their garage daw,
Yes,
di ba?
yes. You have Bill Gates,
Bill Gates.
who started Microsoft. They were just two people then. They were pretty much a startup. And then look where it is now.
1976, di ba? That was more or less, mga ganun,
Thereabouts.
thereabouts.
Thereabouts. I think it was in the 80s, I think. I don't know. And you have Mark Zuckerberg. He was also, Facebook was also a startup. And look, look where it is now.
Okay. So, but yours is a challenge. So if it's a challenge,
Yes,
it's a contest.
This is open for all college, everyone in the college level, who have at least some skills in coding. And what I mean by coding is programming.
Yes.
And so they can, they have a good, let's say, a good idea, which they want to bring into the market. And actually, the theme for this year's startup challenge is creating disruptive technologies.
Disruptive, nakakatakot yung pag disruptive. Parang,
There is in a way na if you first hear it, and actually the theme is creating disruptive technologies to solve real-world problems. Okay, disruptive technologies. Think of it as this way: as years back, we didn't have Uber or Grab taxi, and we had most of us had problems getting a ride from one place to the other. And in a way, it is disruptive because it changes the norm.
it changed the landscape. No?
Yes, it changed the landscape, and now you see actually a lot of taxi drivers with smartphones, because if you ask them if that smartphone is theirs, say that's mine. I bought that because I use for Grab taxi and whatever. Yes.
LTFRB, I understand, has been giving that concept, yung Uber and the others, some a hard time recently, no? I guess
Up to recently, yes.
Up to recently.
Because Uber was actually approved, it's now legal in the Philippines.
So okay na, wala na
Yes,
yun.
wala na. Actually, the Philippines is the first country in the world to make services like Uber legal.
So in other words, when you grab the attention of government regulators, that means your business is moving forward, is getting somewhere.
Yeah, it is getting somewhere. Yes.
Because if you escape the radar, ibig sabihin, you're not a force to be reckoned with.
I guess you could say that. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So when you say we're talking about applications here, di ba?
Yes, applications. Yes.
In other words, hindi naman siguro kids, no? A lot of these people are probably in college, no? Pero still kids in
Yeah, they are. Yeah. People can call
and
them
this is they can be a well of fresh ideas.
Yes, they are. Because the thing is with kids, they come from a new perspective. They don't see the world the way some adults do. They come from a really fresh perspective and different experiences. But one of the things that are Actually, the mentors of the Philippine Startup Challenge, these are mentors are, what I mean by mentors are people who are already in the software industry. They're actually, part of the Startup Challenge is actually having these startups meet up with these mentors to tell them on, how to communicate with the market,
So
communicate with the target market in order for their product to be successful.
what is interesting here is the youngsters, no?
Yeah.
The young programmers, they're not beginning from the ground up. They're building on existing applications. So
Not necessarily.
sky's the limit na rin, di ba?
Yeah, not necessarily. They're not necessarily building on existing applications, but they say, you say they have a fresh idea that that's there already, and just
Is government, because I know the U.S. government, for example, or governments in Europe support these kids, these fresh ideas by way of government-sponsored infrastructure. Tama ba yun? When I say infrastructure, I'm not just talking about the equipment, software, or hardware, no? But actual help, support, incentives from government. Do we have the same thing here in the Philippines?
in a way we do. In terms of, I guess you could go that the way of TESDA, the way TESDA's the courses that TESDA is offering. For one, programming is one of them, and this is available for anyone who is really interested to take up programming. And once if you have internet connectivity available, it's so very much easy to learn anything. Yes.
So, a lot of these kids, no, we're talking about college kids. Are they all in technical or tech-related courses, or is that even a requisite nowadays? Because it would seem even kids taking up a totally different course can be very tech-savvy.
Actually, majority of the entrants from last year were actually of have IT majors, either related to programming or an IT course.
2014 yan.
Yes, this is a 2014. And actually, for this year, we are encouraging the startups, the entrants, to partner with non-IT non-IT college kids, so they can have also another perspective, maybe from a marketing perspective, so they would know exactly what would make their product click.
Okay, maybe you can
Software,
show
yes.
this. Pero before we move on, no, siguro sabihin natin sa kanila, lalo na yung mga youth dyan, no, yung mga kabataan dyan na interesadong gumawa ng mga applications o may dunong, may talento sa programming at merong mga ideyang bago, siguro something new for your handheld device dahil yun naman ang yun ang gusto ng karamihan, no, yung pagbubutingting.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
siguro pwede mong ikwento sa kanila kung paano sila makakasali dyan at anong kailangan nilang mga requirements.
Actually, you could start off by, I suppose, asking your professor or your teacher that you are interested in in the challenge, and you could start by, I suppose, visiting the Philippine Software Industry Association website, the PSIA. They are our partners in this event.
Sabi mo, itong pictures na to, this
Yes,
morning lang yan.
these are pictures taken from those are actually the finalists, the winners from last year. They were talking about their experience in the program, and now they are under an incubation facility of Idea Space. This is yeah.
Roy, bakit wala pa tayong Bill Gates dito o yung sino ba yung isa, yung namayapa, si
The founder of Apple.
Of Apple.
Yes, Steve Jobs.
Steve Jobs. Oh. Bakit wala pa tayong Gates, Jobs dito sa Pilipinas? Kung titingnan mo naman in terms of walang makakapagsabi na kulang ang interest ng Filipino sa mga computers. Tama pa bang gamitin yung term na computers ngayon? No? It's gadgets na. Everyone uses gadgets. It gets smaller, no? Kaya it's more of a gadget na ngayon rather than a computer, which sounds big, no? So, anong kulang? Bakit palagay ko naman kung ang interest, ang pag-uusapan, hindi nagkukulang ng interest ang mga Filipino youth, no? Magbutingting and
Yes.
so anong kulang?
Actually, that's a really good question. in terms of anong kulang, excuse me. What the way I see it is, it's they have the market in the U.S. is, it's for one thing the ecosystem there makes the support for the individuals who have really good entrepreneurship qualities to really shine through. And that's one of the things that I guess is one of the things that we need to encourage actually not only the schools but even the parents, because ang tendency kasi ng mga magulang sa atin is yung gusto nila ang mga anak nila magtrabaho, whereas instead na magnegosyo para sa kanilang sarili.
So itong ganito,
Yes, this
pagiging
encourages
entrepreneurship
yes. It's starting your own company with an
startup,
idea.
oh,
Yes,
yeah.
a startup. You start, with a fresh idea, and you develop it. You go to a source of a financier,
Meron na ba
an
dito?
investor. Yes.
Sabihin natin hindi pa sila bilyonaryo or not even close. Pero meron na bang mga startup dito, young guys in their 20s, in their early, mid, late 20s who are at least financially independent?
Have you ever used Sulit?
Uh,
Sulit.com?
Yeah.
That's a startup as well. And look where he is now. He sold Sulit and it's now OLX. And he's now really financially secure.
Pero that's what happens, di ba? They
Yeah.
start up something and they sell it. Pero what if some guy were to ride the wave until its logical conclusion?
Well,
Can they become billionaires?
it's all up to him. There's a lot of factors to consider actually for that to happen, for you to be a billionaire. But actually, I don't know if you've heard. We have a few who are Filipinos who actually really did well in Silicon Valley and who are really actually billionaires. One
Pero
example
most of-
is yes.
These guys don't just work for someone. They are
Yeah,
they are the CEOs.
Yes,
And
they
they're
are now the
Filipinos.
CEOs. Yes, they are Filipinos.
Pero they're Phil-Am siguro.
No, I don't know if you've heard of Mr. Dado Banatao. He's from up north. He started he's into hardware development. And actually, if you were back, you were into computers back in the early 80s, you've heard of the video card called S3. He started that, and he's also now developing. He's developing other chipsets for different devices. Some of them are actually GPS chipsets that are already in your devices.
Okay. DOST ICT office, do you also oversee? I don't know if oversee is kung tama yung term na oversee, no? Kayo rin ang in charge dito sa BPO, Business Process
Actually,
Outsourcing.
we work with the BPO industry.
BPAP, Business Processing Association of the Philippines.
Yes.
Nag-guest ko sila dati, no? Although okay. So, are we still number one in terms of voice?
We are still number one in voice.
And we got that distinction, if I'm not mistaken, 2012 ba? Ganun ba yun?
I think that thereabouts, yes, to 2012. We
2012.
overtook India
India.
as the preferred destination for voice.
Because we have a better accent, no, more neutral.
Yeah, that and we're just nicer over the phone.
We're just nicer. Pero, it's one thing to be nice, no? Pero it's another thing to be competent. Ibig sabihin, we should level up, di ba? So, in leveling up, Roy, how has BPO changed in the past? The first time I heard of the words call center was year 2000.
Yeah.
When they started that development in Libis.
Yes.
Now it's a hub. It's more than a BPO hub. Pero a decade and a half later, it's grown by leaps and bounds. So where does it go from there? I mean, yung palang ba? Are you phone hostesses and phone hosts? Or is it evolving into something more important?
Actually, business processing is more than just contact centers. It's
Yeah,
more
of
than
course.
just answering the phone. Actually, the BPAP has under its wing the animation industry,
Yeah.
software development, game development, health industry management, And did
Which
I say
is
animation?
medical transcription.
Was medical transcription. But,
Nag-level up na.
Nag-level up na. Actually, X-rays or scans, medical scans from other countries are sent over here through email, are analyzed here, and the results are written down and sent back. Because, we have the expertise to do that. We have, an abundance of doctors and even nurses who are familiar with the terminologies related to medicine.
So, para dun sa mga nagnanais na pumasok dyan, no? Either sa BPO, pero not necessarily yung sa voice lang, yung call center.
Yeah.
Bukas pa ba yung pinto? O, kasi lahat yan, katulad ng nabanggit ko kanina, yung nursing, no? Umaabot din sa saturation point. Aabot din sa punto na there may be too many, your manpower may exceed the demand. Eh dito ba malayo pa?
Malayo pa actually. Napag-usapan yung kanina dun sa launch ng Philippine Startup Challenge that, yung demand talaga mas malaki pa kaysa sa supply. So, nandoon pa rin.
So, para yung mga bata ngayon na nasa college, pag sinabi na 10 or 15 years from now, may trabaho ka pa.
Kung ano yan, as long as if you're into programming,
Aha.
that's one guaranteed way to secure your future. Because ang applications na that this will go on pretty much
Forever,
forever as long as may kuryente pa rin sa mundo.
I guess in 20 years, meron pa rin bagong someone thinking of some sort
it will
of...
evolve to more and bigger things.
Okay. So, ano pa rin. Kasi, kaya ako naman natatanong, Dok, kasi it's one thing to get into the uso, pero it's another thing to be secure for the long haul.
Yes.
Di ba?
Correct.
So, anong mga frontiers ngayon dito sa ICT? Frontiers yung mga bagong directions na medyo may not necessarily be very established, pero may be getting somewhere.
One of the things that we are pushing for is yung tawag natin impact sourcing. Actually, not just impact sourcing, but impact sourcing refers to working from home, using the internet, and working for somebody else who is located in a different country. And a lot of people, actually more than 1 million Filipinos already do this. And we're encouraging rural impact sourcing. Essentially, ating mga kababayan sa probinsya, para gawin to, ang kailangan nila, all they need is actually an internet connection to be able to do the work. Pwede silang they could be writers, programmers, designers, or even virtual assistants. A lot of people do that also.